Hi everyone, Extra Flaming here and welcome back to a new review on the channel. And today guys, here we are to do my 2023 Ashes preview. Now as I did say, I was going to do the Ashes preview and here we are with the Ashes preview. This is a big series coming up for sure, and in this video I'm going to be previewing it, everything you need to know, etc, etc. Alright, so the Ashes does start on the 16th of June, which is on Friday night as well, so not a long time before it kicks off. Now, for us Australian viewers, it is prime time for us. It is 8 o'clock for the eastern states, and then, 7:30 for the central, and then 6 o'clock for WA. So, all prime time Ashes for everyone in Australia. And in England, I believe it's 10:30. It's like either 9:30, 10:30, 10 o'clock, something like that in the morning over there. So, yeah, I'm pretty, well, it might even be 11 o'clock, but it's along the lines of that time. And for Australians, every game is going to be broadcast live and free on Channel 9. So, yeah, we're all going to be able to watch the Ashes live and free here in Australia. And again, I'm not quite sure for England, but that's massive. We've got a big series coming up. It consists of 5 tests going from the 16th of June all the way to the 31st of July. So it's a big series. It is a longer one, and they've spaced out these games quite perfectly as well. And the venues that are going to be playing at is Edgbaston, Lords, Headingley, Old Trafford, and the Oval. The Oval did host the World Test Championship final. That will be in for the last game of the series. But yeah, England versus Australia in the tests, 5 tests from 16th of June to 31st of July on Channel 9. It's a massive series coming up, and now we're going to go ahead and go into the squads, some teams, and go on from there. So we're going to go ahead and start with the home team. It is England. It is an England home Ashes. That's why it's in the middle of winter, or in winter. So Ben Stokes is the captain, and then the other players include Moeen Ali, James Anderson, Jonny Bairstow, Stuart Broad, Harry Brook, Zach Crawley, Ben Duckett, Dan Lawrence, Ollie Pope, Matthew Potts, Ollie Robinson, Joe Root, Josh Tongue, Chris Wokes, and Mark Wood. A couple of unfamiliar names in there. We haven't seen Moeen Ali for a little bit, I believe. But then we've got some names like Matthew Potts and Josh Tongue, who I believe played in their test against Ireland not long ago. That was their essential warm-up for this series, was against Ireland. And Australia's warm-up for this series was against India. So both sides haven't played an awful heap of test cricket, but have played a game in the past month to at least warm themselves up a bit. Now, England squad, what is it looking like? I actually think this is a really good squad, a squad which could potentially win the Ashes. But I mean, if they're going to win, they're going to have to rely on their Bazball techniques, which is quite a strategic way, and it's a smart way to play Test cricket as well. It's more like that one-day kind of style, trying to go for 4 or 5 runs per over. It's a very attacking and aggressive way to play, and there might be some names on here missing that you'd think might normally play, but this is an attacking side. We know players like Harry Brook, Ben Stokes, Dan Lawrence, Ben Duckett are all players which will attack. They will play. Those are your more T20 styled players that will attack, and this whole batting attack, Stokes, Ali, I'd assume, Bairstow, Brook, Crawley, Duckett, Lawrence, Pope, Root, whoever they pick to go in that top 7, would all have to be able to be suited to this Bazball technique, because that's what they do. Or maybe have a couple of players which just do go a little bit slower to allow the other ones to go faster. But it's been a technique which has worked for them, this Bazball. And I said it a few months ago that going into this patch versus India and in the World Test Championship final and versus England in the Ashes was going to be tough, and no doubt about it. We got the result against India in a tough game, and now this one's going to be even tougher, coming up against one of the best sides in the world with this lineup, which are fully capable of playing Bazball, because normally when it does come to your teams, like you see India, they didn't pick Surya Yadav, who's a brilliant T20 Bazball-like player, in their side because it's a test, but England have gone, right, you know what, we're going to pick T20-style players because that's the way that we want to play, and as I said before, those players like Brook, Duckett, Lawrence, again, there's more names there that can go in and smash the ball around. So they've got no shortage of good batters there. And yeah, their Bazball technique would have to work against this Australian squad. which there's a big debate in the Australian squad, which I'll get to at the end. But here is the squad, and you'd be assuming it'd probably be unchanged, maybe with the slight exception of one change, perhaps. But you got Pat Cummins, who's the captain, Scott Boland, Alex Carey, Cameron Green, Marcus Harris, Josh Hazlewood, Travis Head, Josh Inglis, Usman Khawaja, Marnus Labuschagne, Nathan Lyon, Mitchell Marsh, Todd Murphy, Matt Renshaw, Steve Smith, Mitchell Starc, David Warner. Now, one thing which I do want to say in terms of the bowling attack is it'll probably be a very similar bowling attack to what we saw in the World Test Championship final versus India, because they know how those England pitchers work now. With that bowling attack they used last time, they'll be all right. So, yeah. But again, though, we've got some informed players. Travis Head, who's fresh off of 100, and so is Steve Smith. So those are some real danger players, which England are going to have to look out for. And the stat is that whenever Travis Head scores a century in a game of cricket, in a game of Test cricket, Australia wins. So, I don't know. This could very well be the series that is broken in the away Ashes, but yeah, it'll be interesting to see if that one can hold up or not. However, the big debate comes to this now, because I don't think there's a lot to say apart from that our batters are in form. But there's this big debate about the Australian cricket team and who are they going to pick. So we're going to run through the team, and it'll be well, we'll go to their last team first, then we'll come back here. Alright, so this was our last batting lineup, and it was David Warner, Usman Khawaja, Marnus Labuschagne, Steve Smith, Travis Head, Cam Green, Alex Carey, Mitchell Starc, Pat Cummins, Nathan Lyon, Scott Boland, and then if we go to the second innings, it was again the same. So you'd be assuming it would be, unless if anybody comes up injured or anything, you'd be assuming it would be that same squad, except for this one exception, which I'm going to talk about right now. So the theory going around and the debate going around the Australian cricket team is all about selection, obviously, and who we're going to select, as that is the key part to winning a game, is who are you going to select. And we've got a very tough selection call to make at the selection table. Scott Boland or Josh Hazlewood. Now, both these two players are going to be fit and firing, and there's been theories around going, how can you not pick Scott Boland after his recent form, which is correct. How can you not pick him? But Josh Hazlewood, again, is another really good bowler. So, I don't know. I feel like we'll probably end up seeing both, because I feel like both Boland and Hazlewood will play throughout this series. It's just which one plays first, which I think you got to go Boland. That's my opinion, that you got to go Scotty Boland in the first one, just because of his form. And then if he doesn't play well, yeah, you can then think about dropping him. But I just feel like with his form, he probably will be the unlucky one to miss, and he probably will miss. But I really do hope that he makes the team, because I think he deserves it, even if it's just for one game or whatever. I hope he gets into the team, but wouldn't be surprised if Hazlewood is picked. But that's a real 50-50 call. By the time this video is out, we may know whether it's Scott Boland or Josh Hazlewood. But at the time that I'm recording this, we still don't know, and it could be 50-50. But that's the only other thing. Other than that, though, I'm pretty sure it would go unchanged. So it'll either be Boland or Hazlewood in the team. The rest would be unchanged. Alright, so now to my prediction, which we're going to go ahead and go to the games. Alright, so obviously this is a full Ashes preview. I'm not going to be previewing all 5 games. I'm just going to be doing the one preview for the whole series. So I'm not going to go who wins which game numbered 1 to 5. I'm just going to think who I win overall. Now, look, this could be 5-0, 4-1, 3-2, etc., etc., and then when draws come into play as well. But I feel like the overall winner of this series is going to be, this is a tough one, but I am going to have to say England now. This is the second time which I've backed not Australia, and as much as I'd like Australia to win, but I didn't do it against India, which I did. Probably will wish that I did Australia against England as well, but my reasoning for this is that Bazball, it's either going to work or it's not. It's either going to work or it's not. And against a good bowling attack, I still just feel like their Bazball's going to be good. And look, it'll be really interesting to see how we're going after 2 tests, and yeah, it'll be really interesting to see how the series goes and everything. But I do just think England are going to be a little bit too good. I think it'll be 4-1, I reckon, or maybe 3-1-1. That's what I reckon it'll be. I think England won't whitewash us, but I just feel like with their Bazball and their adaptable plays, and if it doesn't work, then we will probably win. But I just felt like the way they've punished Ireland, even though we did the job against India, I just still feel like England will win. But let me know your prediction in the comment section down below. So the two reasons why I picked England to win were because A, it is an away Ashes series. It is about as tough as it's going to get, especially with that England dominant home crowd. It is tough. And then, yeah, just the second one is that their Bazball doesn't look like it doesn't work. It looks like it works a lot of the time. And over the course of 5 games, I think they're just going to have the better of us. But look, as this series goes on, it's going to be interesting to see. I'll be doing a preview. I'll be doing a review for every single Ashes game. So, yeah, there'll be 5 reviews for each Ashes game. And then I might be able to make one with all of it molded together, maybe. But we'll just wait and see how that goes. But yeah, got some good content planned on the channel coming up. Make sure to let me know who you think wins the Ashes. This is a massive next couple of months coming up of cricket, and the Ashes is going to be an exciting one. Thank you guys all so much for watching. Please do make sure to leave a like and subscribe and hit that notification bell. See you guys will never miss another video on the channel. Thank you guys so much for inspiring. Extra Flaming out.